And I just want to, first of all, on behalf of the county, along with my colleague here, Supervisor Chavez, to first present a certificate commendation to Oak Hill Funeral Homes and Memorial Park to Bob Wallinger, our really, really awesome friend. Thank you for all your awesome. I myself also have a little story to share if you would indulge with me. Just like our Senator Cortese, my predecessor on the supervisor, said, I was actually working as an attorney on the top of the old Bank of America building in downtown San Jose. If you know what that is, on the 12th floor, we are not far from the San Jose City Hall, and we're on the top floor looking out, and that's where the plane flies every day. And certainly we were concerned about the same things. You know, 2 decades ago, just like so many watching the planes hitting the Twin Towers, I personally didn't realize at that moment I had just lost a friend, an old shipmate, Commander Robert Schlegel, at the Pentagon. As a Navy reservist, on that day, I expected my time to serve would come. So I prepared myself, pay off my debts, and was soon recalled to active duty. Initially, it was at the logistics headquarters of the Command and Naval Air Pacific. At the ComNav Airpack, I helped design an application to predict what critical repair parts will be needed to get those shipped to the deployed carriers before they run out of these airplane parts. The first carrier that benefited from my app was actually the USS Lincoln, arriving in the Persian Gulf in 2003. We issued helicopter cross-deck orders to transfer hundreds of critical airplane parts from the departing carrier to replenish the Lincoln, to its pleasant surprise of all its good parts coming through. And then suddenly, 6 years later, I got my orders to serve boots on the ground at Camp Victory in Baghdad, Iraq. That was a truly life-changing experience. From being the mayor of Sunnyvale to living in tents and containerized housing, working 7 days, 90 hours a week, to support the drawing down of the troops and closing the FOBs, the forward operating bases in Iraq. In between the duck and cover from rocket attacks and escaping from IEDs, of course leaving my wife and then my 1 and 3-year-old daughters behind to serve in the war zone was definitely the hardest part. Before my tour in Baghdad, CC, another of my shipmate from ComNav Airpack that I served 6 years ago, Lieutenant Commander Keith Taylor, actually perished when a mortar landed above his office. For me, besides luckily missing a few IEDs during the convoy rides outside the wire, a rocket actually landed 90 feet from me one evening and killed a neighbor, an Army specialist, as we called, from the Army Reserve, and left behind his wife and 3 daughters. There are so many of these stories. There's so many sacrifices. And I'm just telling a little part of this story to share with you today, to make sure that these heartfelt memories from this one fateful day that has changed so many, many lives, and with so many sacrifices of our unsung heroes and families, and that we will never, never, ever forget. And thank you very much for coming to support all of them.